Well, 0 and 100 makes a whole lot more sense than 32 and 212.
We should have been on the metric system a long time ago.
It's like instead of, my 8mm socket's too small, let me go grab a 9. It's, this 9:30 seconds doesn't fit. Let me do some quick math in my head and need an 11/64.
I mean, come on. Come on. That is weird. Hello, and welcome to Revue de Bourbon, a podcast dealing with all things bourbon. I'm your co-host, Dusty, and along with my co-host, Wayne, we're just a couple of guys who love to talk about bourbon. So, whether you're at home, stuck at work, or just in your car, sit back, relax, kick your feet up, pour yourself a drink. Enjoy the show. Hey now, welcome back to Revue de Bourbon, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
You want to toot that whistle over there? Get things started off correctly? That's the RDB train whistle. Coming through the pod waves, coming at you once again. Go ahead and hit that again. We're back, everybody. This is Revue de Bourbon. I am your co-host, Dusty Pockets, and I'm also joined by, as always,
Wayne Bonson.
Wayne, what's going on, man? Yeah.
Oh, just hanging out.
How's Mama Bonson doing?
Doing good.
And Mrs. Bonson, how's she doing?
Doing well.
Good. Glad to hear it. We are back, and we are back coming at you with, we've got a special surprise for everybody. We're doing a very old bourbon today. This is older than maybe anything we've ever done.
Probably. At least how long it's aged. I don't know about,
Right.
How long it's been in the bottle.
Right.
That doesn't really count.
No, that doesn't.
Because after it's in the bottle, as long as it's sealed, nothing happens that changes the flavor of the whiskey.
Except very minuscule evaporation over like tens of years.
Right. We don't even know the shelf life of whiskey. I mean, if it's sealed, see, the thing is, like one with a cork in it like that, if you set it on the shelf for 30 years, something's going to evaporate out. It has to. Air can pass through there. But if it's completely sealed, nothing can happen.
Interesting.
It could last forever.
Kind of like a Twinkie.
Kind of.
Forever. Never thought about that.
Yep. This is probably one of the oldest bourbons I've ever tried. The only one I can think of older is an Elijah Craig. Was it 23, I think?
23.
Yeah.
I had that bottle before I really knew what bourbon was.
That's an expensive bottle.
It was, but it wasn't inflated because it was before the bourbon boom. So I got it for probably, it was $60 or $70. Not that crazy. So we won't leave you in the dark here. We're doing an Orphan Barrel selection called Rhetoric. It is 20 years old. If you aren't familiar with Orphan Barrel, we've talked about it, but it's been quite a while since we talked about it. First of all, do you want to read what's on the side there, the story?
Government warning. According to...
No, the other story.
At Orphan Barrel Whiskey Distilling Co.com, we pride ourselves in rescuing lost barrels of rare and delicious whiskey, hidden away and long forgotten in the back of rick houses. While we take craft and quality seriously, we had a little fun bringing these extraordinary whiskeys to life with each of our marks. Each one of our marks? How do you even pronounce that word? I don't know that word.
Marks.
Do you know that word?
Marquee.
Are you sure?
Each one of our marquees.
That's spelled Q-U-I-S, isn't it?
I'm not for sure.
You got a computer sitting there.
I know. Yeah, just go for it. Keep going.
Let's find out. Every Orphan Barrel bourbon whiskey is hand-bottled in Tullahoma, which is not in Oklahoma. It's in Tennessee. Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Okay.
To ensure that these rare whiskeys are treated with the care they deserve, because once they're gone forever. So they may have already bottled all of this that there is to bottle. I'm sure they probably have.
Yeah, it's quite possible, but I had read that they're going to hold some back for a 21 year.
Mm-hmm.
They'll continually age it, so they're not going to bottle everything immediately. There's a good chance this will come back out as a 21-year-old, just, a later version.
Mm.
So that it'd be interesting to compare those two.
It would.
It'd be cool if other brands did that. You know, like a 7, 8, 9 year. So anyway, back to the featured bourbon of Revue tonight. It is the Rhetoric from Orphan Barrel. And it's a 20-year-old. I'm going to start pouring this. We're going to start off neat and then add an ice cube.
So what proof is this one?
This is 90 proof.
Mm-hmm.
The mash bill is supposedly 86% corn, 8% barley, and 6% rye. So very light in rye, heavy corn.
And this one, it is considered a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Okay, so yeah, this was produced at the old Bernheim distillery and the new one. So it's a combination of both. And if you don't know about that distillery, it's very famous. A lot of great stuff came out of there. But it was aged at Stitzelweller, which is another famous place. So there's a lot of good history behind this whiskey.
It's an interesting smell. I've not smelled that before with bourbon.
This retails for $85. I think it sells in liquor stores for probably around $100. If you're getting this bottle, I think you should drink it with friends, like your good friends, not acquaintances.
And people that appreciate whiskey, too. You don't want to put this in a shot glass and chase it with some ice-cold Coca-Cola.
A lady told me the other day she mixes Willet with Coke.
Why?
That's her drink. She loves it.
You ever ask people why? My favorite drink is this $30 bottle of whiskey and this Coke product. Why?
She just
have you ever tried Kentucky Tavern and Coke? How about that?
All right, let's get our noses in this while it's nice and fresh. So what are you smelling?
You can almost smell like just a hint of a smoky smell, just very, very slight. Other than that, it smells pretty much like a lot of other bourbons.
I was thinking like
there's a little cherry there too.
I was thinking a little bit of suede, if you will. Not leather, but more plush leather.
It almost smells like kind of some of the smells you get from a bourbon or a scotch even that's been finished in sherry casks or aged in sherry casks where it has that kind of almost sweet, like fruity smell a little bit.
I'm getting more of a dryness, definitely wood too.
A lot of that.
Deep amber, straight amber color.
It almost looks like a color's been added to it. Of course, we know that's not true because it's a straight bourbon. If you didn't know any better, I mean, it's that dark.
It's
like
really dark.
Been added.
Looks good. Let's try this.
All right.
On the front, it's really dry, woody, and I think it gets better as it goes down.
I'm trying to pick out flavors from it. There's a lot going on.
There is a ton. I prefer to taste this after I've swallowed it.
Me too.
Almost.
It's good. You can tell it's been aged a long time from the wood flavors, and there's a little bit of a almost leathery type flavor too.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's the thing with these older bourbons. Yeah, it's $85. You're probably not going to find it for less than $100, but you will never taste something like this.
No.
That's under $50. You know, you just can't experience an older bourbon taste. You got to spend some money, whether you like it or not. So, I think it's good to every once in a while spend some money. And this is a really good one to look for because you see it sometimes. It's actually available where a Pappy is not available. The Willets are not available. You know, this is actually findable. So,
I'll tell you what I can taste a little bit there.
What's that?
When I was a kid playing baseball, I had a habit of chewing on the strings on the glove, but it kind of has some of that.
Okay, that's a good one. I wonder if everybody does that playing baseball.
I don't know. I did though.
I sure did too.
What position did you play in baseball?
Well, I was a lefty.
Yeah.
So I did first base and pitching.
Yeah. I played mostly center field and then pitched a little bit. Catcher for some. I hated catching.
Pitching's scary too.
I broke a pitcher's arm playing Little League. Just with
hitting back at him?
A line drive. It was so fast. I mean, it's such a small amount of time to react, and it just hit him right on the arm. He had to get pins put in it and everything. I felt pretty bad about it.
It was a big fear of mine as I progressed and people got stronger. It was like the mound isn't scooting back at all, and we're getting way more stronger.
Yeah. Well, see, that was my thing in baseball. Is I was pretty good out in the field. I was decent at the plate. I swung almost as hard as I could every time. So I had the first two at least.
And you're using metal bats.
Right. The first two swings, I was giving it all I had.
Mm-hmm.
The third one, I was just trying to make any kind of contact.
Mm-hmm.
And but the one that hit this kid was on one of the first swings where I was just absolutely trying to kill it.
It builds character, too.
I guess.
I ended up switching to golf, which is a lot less dangerous.
I don't know. I've seen some people get hit with some golf balls.
Yeah, I can't believe I've never been hit.
I have. It hurts.
I hit my friend right in the balls once.
Oh, man.
From about 50 yards.
I got hit hard enough in the chest one day, it bled.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got hit in the head once, too, but it wasn't that bad.
I saw a guy hit out from under the trees. It nailed a tree square and bounced straight back at him and hit him in the forehead. Like, just dead in the forehead. And it didn't really faze him because it was in that part of the forehead that's hard, just the top. And he had this huge goose egg. And just kind of went on about his day. All right, so what else are you thinking here?
I still think I taste like a little bit of a candied cherry taste.
Okay. You can taste the quality, you can taste the age. I can already say probably money well spent.
Yeah, and it's cool to be able to try. And, there's a point coming probably very soon that you're not going to be able to buy it anymore.
Yeah, this is limited release. Once they're done with the 20-year, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
When I see these now, I grab them. They have 4 products out right now, one of which is the Rhetoric, obviously, that we're tasting tonight. There's the Foraged Oak, there's Barter House, and Lost Prophet. The old Blowhard is not available anymore. So if you see that, you should snag it up. Foraged Oak is 15-year, and Lost Prophet is 22 years. So these are all really old bourbons. I think it's definitely worth picking them up. They're all around $100. Just pick one up and enjoy it with some good friends.
Or drink it by yourself. You could do either one.
Yeah, hoard it all to yourself.
You could do that.
I kind of like that option, actually.
Yeah.
So, what do you rate this? We're going to rate this based on appearance, color, taste, smell, all those things, factoring in all the factors. What do you got?
7.
7?
7.
Good.
Or wait, are we going to use a letter?
We could do A to Z or 1 to 10.
A to Z? Let's do A to Z.
All right, I like that one better anyway.
Go to H.
H, that's pretty high. That's
Yeah.
great. It's a great rating. I think I'm going to have to agree with you.
Because you kind of got to save like Q through Z for really.
I might go a little
not
bit
very good.
higher. It's, yeah, I give it an F. Like I said, it's just like, where else are you going to get this?
Mm-hmm.
You aren't. I think you have to
Yeah,
take
you got
advantage.
to factor that into the ratings there, the uniqueness.
So overall, a good review for the Orphan Barrel Rhetoric 20-year bourbon. Fantastic product, and I look forward to doing the next one. I think the next one we're going to do is Barter House. All right, up next, we've got Daryll Campbell from Liquor Store in Charlestown, Indiana. If you've listened to the show, he's been a guest before. He's told us about what's going on in the liquor biz in his area, and we're going to pick his brain a little bit and find out a little bit more. Daryll, welcome back to Revue de Bourbon.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. We've
I
enjoyed.
haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's
Starting
been.
to wonder what happened.
I know. How's business been?
Oh, it's pretty good. People always got to drink.
That's the nice thing about a liquor store. That's a product that people are going to want.
Yeah, if I owned a strip mall,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would put in there is a liquor store,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a Sally's type store.
Wait, Sally's, what's that?
That's where they sell like cosmetics and hair stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Then a tax service.
But the tax service would be seasonal, so you could do hair cutting on the off season.
Well, right. Like a H&R Block type place.
There you go.
And then
each stall would be its own.
It's not a hair cutting place. It's like a beauty supply
salon
place. Like you can buy hair dye and stuff like that. And we'd have to sell makeup too in there.
Okay.
Like
all right.
And then a liquor store because, I mean, no matter how bad shit gets, when has anybody ever been like, man, so broke, really can't go to the store and buy whiskey this week?
Daryll, do you ever experience anybody that some regular customers that come in day to day?
Yeah, I see the same people all the time.
What's your target demographic? I know you have all kinds of customers, but what do you see most of? Male, female, younger, older? What are we looking at?
All walks of life come in, and that's why we've got try to have a lot of variety, like your Samuel Adams and Heineken and stuff like that. So do you have a big beer selection up there? Do you sell a lot of beer? Oh, it's mostly Bud Light and some Coors. And of course, we got the craft and seasonals.
Tap the Rockies.
Like got St. Pauli Girl and stuff like that.
All right. What do you drink personally, Daryl?
Personally?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been drinking a lot of that Evan Williams White Label. That's one of my favorites, too.
Yeah, Wayne and I love that one.
That's what I always get when they're out of Wild Turkey.
Great price, too.
Great backup.
Yeah. Great
Wild
value.
Turkey, well, I just grab this.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So how's business been lately?
People seem to like to drink more around the holidays. I don't know if it's from the stress of putting up with family or they're celebrating the holidays or what it is. You see a lot of people I've never seen before around holidays.
Yeah, we did an episode on eggnog, premixed eggnog. Do you guys carry that?
Yeah, we got the Evan Williams eggnog. I think there's a Jack Daniels one too.
Yeah, I think we like the Evan Williams one a lot.
Yeah, the Evan Williams one's really good. We did find out though that, or at least I did, that you can't put it in the freezer.
That's right. That's important information.
That is
for people to know.
I think we made a public service announcements last holiday season.
That's right. So you're welcome for that.
You need to put it in the refrigerator, but
not in the freezer. Well, Daryl, it's good to have you back. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm gonna head out here.
Okay, well, thanks for coming. Grab a beer on the way out if you want one.
I already got two.
Oh, well, thanks for coming back. Daryll Campbell from Liquor Store.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. Watch your head.
Yeah, oh, man. I think he's been drinking
It looks
already.
like it hurt.
Yikes. Okay, moving right along, we've got a cocktail segment, which we haven't done in a long time. And this is one that we came up with ourselves. Here
Well,
on
not
Revue de
we.
Bourbon. Well, I came up with it, and you came up with the name. So,
I didn't name it yet.
well,
What did I name it?
The Caramel Apple Sucker.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, well, that's the name.
Okay.
Yeah. So this cocktail is the Caramel Apple Sucker.
It tastes like the caramel apple suckers that you used to get on Halloween. They're kind of soft on the outside, had a sucker on the inside.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
I think those are made by the Tootsie Roll Corporation.
How many licks
The real
does it take?
ones. There's some imitators out there that aren't near as good.
You know what? It should be garnished with one of those stuck
Put
down
one of those
in
in it. I don't really like cocktails.
Yeah, you're not a big cocktail guy,
No.
but you've been surprised by a few on the show that
There's
we've
been
done.
a few that have been really good. This is definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm.
This one and the Kentucky Cousin I thought was really, really good. You should check that recipe out. I think it's on YouTube, isn't it?
That one is, yeah. That's on YouTube, and there'll be a video out of this,
And then,
although it's pretty simple.
Of course, the old fashioned. I mean, you have to like old fashions.
Of course.
They are good. And then, what's a couple of the ones that Beth Burrows made over at Down One Bourbon Bar were
The
really
lavender
good.
one was fantastic.
Yeah. Plus, you just have to appreciate the creativity there. And what's interesting with cocktails too is you can, if you have a favorite one, try it with a couple different bourbons. It changes a lot if you make it right.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those blind taste tests. You really start to notice the difference when you start switching it up and taste back to back. Then you can really find what you like and hone in your tastes.
Yep, that's what I like. I like an old fashioned made with Woodford Reserve. If you had to buy one bourbon for making really just nice cocktails, I think that would be the one to get. 'Cause
Absolutely.
you can use it in any of them. Now, straight or neater on the rocks, it's There's a lot that are better. I
It's
think,
good.
for
It's
the
just
money. But it is very hard to beat as an all-purpose cocktail bourbon.
totally agree on that one. So back to this cocktail, the Caramel Apple Sucker.
Well, we got sidetracked.
That's our working title right now. And I'm sure this has been made before by people greater than I. But this is what I came up with. I was thinking about a good winter transition cocktail. And I was thinking, obviously, cider, because cider is delicious. But what could elevate it a little bit? And I thought with what I had on hand was ginger beer. To give it some fizz, to add some sharpness, kind of cut the sugar a little bit.
You could also use L81.
You sure could. That's not ginger beer, but that's really good ginger ale.
Right.
So use your own proportions. I always just like to give the ingredients. I don't like recipes. You know what to do. If you like ginger beer more, then put more in. If you don't, just add a splash.
So cider, bourbon, ginger
Yes.
beer, and an orange slice.
Mm-hmm.
And I stuck an apple slice in mine, too.
Well, an orange slice to squeeze in.
Squeeze an orange slice and then garnish with an apple slice, right?
That's right, yeah. Or with the Tootsie Roll caramel apple sucker.
I think that would be probably good.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. That'd be super. All right, we've had a great time with this bourbon. This was a big deal. The Orphan Barrel.
Yep.
Rhetoric 20-year. It's really good. Wayne likes it on ice. I like it neat on its own.
It's one of the only ones I like on ice.
Really good stuff. If you find it, buy it. After that, we moved on to an interview with Daryll Campbell. That was nice of him to stop by. It's good to keep tabs on him.
I think he swiped a couple bottles of your whiskey on the way out.
He probably did. He usually steals something. Last time it was a topiary, which who knows what he did with that. But after that, we moved on to our featured cocktail, which was loosely called the Caramel Apple Sucker, named by Wayne.
Because it tasted like a caramel apple sucker.
It does. And that's made with cider, bourbon, ginger beer, and orange slice, garnished with an apple slice. Very nice cocktail. This was a hell of an episode on Revue de Bourbon. Thanks so much for listening. And we'll be back again very soon. Always check out revuedebourbon.com, or we're on social media under Revue de Bourbon. Send us what you're drinking, send us what you're thinking, and send us what you're kinking. Oh, yeah, if you know what I mean.
And don't forget to spay or neuter your rabbits.
So, on behalf of myself, Dusty Pockets, and
Wayne Smithfield.
we have been Revue de Bourbon. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.
See ya. Hey, have you ever heard of a beer called Newcastle?
I just wanted to hate on vodka for a second. I will tell you, too, I just upgraded my ice game.
It's part of what I hate about the internet.